Ladies and gentlemen, the Kansas City Police Department is under investigation by the DOJ for the police employment practices for racial discrimination. Wow, this is so shock. This is so shocking. So shocking in America. This can't be true. Can't be true. Oh boy, here we go again. I'm going to go ahead and play some audio for you, and this is on the Kansas City Star.
DOJ investigating Kansas City Police's employment practices for racial discrimination. The U.S. Department of Justice has launched an investigation of employment practices at the Kansas City Police Department to determine if the force engaged in racial discrimination. In a statement, Police Chief Joseph Mabin said the department was notified Monday morning by the Civil Rights Division of the federal investigation and that the department was cooperating. It is the policy and practice of the Board of Police Commissioners and the Kansas City, Missouri Police Department to provide a work atmosphere free of actual or perceived discrimination and harassment, Mabin said. I am committed to ensuring every member experiences a safe and fair work environment and every applicant receives fair treatment throughout the hiring process. A Department of Justice spokesperson said the agency would not comment on the investigation. In a letter obtained by the Star, Kristen Clark, Assistant Attorney General in the Civil Rights Division, said its investigation is based on information that suggests KCPD might be engaged in certain employment practices that discriminate against black officers and applicants, including those that have a disparate impact based on race, in entry-level hiring, promotions and assignments to detective, in imposing discipline, and by maintaining a hostile work environment. Just a quick word from our sponsor.
Today with Amazon Business, Shannon Stuckey of Walburn Woodworking helped her team buy 63 circular saws.
Okay, Andy, take it easy.
Now she uses her time to focus on growing something big. Buy smarter, dream bigger. Visit Amazon Business, your partner for smart business buying.
The news comes months after the Star published a series of stories examining allegations of racism and harassment within the police force. The newspaper found that the number of black officers was lower than it had been decades ago, that black officers were disproportionately disciplined by KCPD, and at least 18 officers had left because of racist treatment over a 15-year period. The Department of Justice investigation will be conducted by the Civil Rights Division and the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Western District of Missouri. It is important to note that we have not reached any conclusion about the subject matter of the investigation, Clark wrote Monday to KCPD's attorney and Attorney General Eric Schmidt. We intend to consider all relevant information, and we welcome your assistance in helping to identify what that might be. One story is part of the Star's investigation told of Herb Robinson, a black detective who believes he was racially profiled by two of his colleagues. The stop was caught on dash camera, in which his colleagues can be heard calling him a dumbass and a retard. I might have been taken down to the ground. I might have been shot, Robinson, who is now a sergeant and has since sued KCPD, told the Star. I might have reached in my car to get my ID to prove that he was a police officer, and been shot. Another story told of Titus Golden, a black officer who fought against a policy that he believed showed clear racial discrimination. The policy required officers to be shaved during the pandemic so their masks fit. Black cops who said they needed to keep a beard for medical purposes were disciplined, while white officers flouted the policy and wore beards, Golden said. It reminded me of the double standard that this department has between black and white officers, he told the Star. They were wearing their beards proudly, like there was nothing wrong. I instantly got very frustrated. After learning of the investigation, Golden on Monday said it's a blessing to see this. If only they would listen when officers are getting treated differently, it wouldn't have to be like this, Golden said. If us black officers are getting treated bad, I can only imagine how the community is being treated. DOJ letter on Kansas City police employment investigation by the Kansas City Star on Scribd. Civil rights leaders elated. Gwen Grant, president and CEO of the Urban League of Greater Kansas City, which was also among the groups requesting a probe, said she was thrilled to learn of the investigation. We are elated. We are extremely hopeful that this investigation will set us on a course for transparency, accountability, equity and justice, Grant told the Star. We hope this employment investigation will expand to include excessive and deadly use of force patterns and practices as well, she said. Laura McDonald, executive director of the Metro Organization for Racial and Economic Equity, which has called for a Department of Justice investigation, said she hopes the investigation points to the changes we know need to be made in this department. Specifically, There's a pattern of systemic racism so pervasive it even impacts black officers, she said. Citizens of this community experiencing the impact of this racism have had little recourse short of lawsuits, which we all pay for, when they do get results. In a message posted to Twitter, Mayor Quinton Lucas said he was canceling a trip with the Greater Kansas City Chamber of Commerce to attend a more recently scheduled meeting of the Board of Police Commissioners relating to the search for a new police chief. I know much is occurring today with KCPD, Lucas wrote. I hope for more public discussion soon. This story was originally.
Okay, so you heard that. All the discrimination in hiring and discrimination against black officers being treated one way, white officers being treated another. But isn't this police departments nationwide? You know, but it must have been pretty bad for the DOJ to step in and start an investigation on the Kansas City Police Department. But I'm not surprised. We had a situation on one job I was on where every time there was a layoff, they would just lay off any of the black people within their group. And all of the white people kept their jobs. They got sued for that. They got sued. And they had to come up with a settlement for all of the black employees that they laid off. So I'm not surprised that they were disciplined more because that tends to happen a lot. I've heard and I've had friends that got disciplined over some silly mess on jobs. But we're always their intended target for whatever, But I'm not surprised, but I am a little surprised that the DOJ is taking this on. I think this is not the norm. Usually, because I know the whole time William Barr was in, he wouldn't do nothing to these cops. He wouldn't know what was going on, but he didn't use his office, the DOJ, to go after anybody. But Merrick Garland is, and like many of you have said, this is an election year, and I think it has a lot to do with that because this is not the norm for the DOJ to investigate a police department for discriminatory practices. Yeah, it's the election coming up. It's the midterms. I mean, that's the only thing that comes to my mind. But y'all, please tell me what you think about this story. You know, you're going to always see stuff like this as long as these folks are in charge. This is their norm and they want to keep it this way. Oh boy. And please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.